welcome to Yoga with Dojo Cat. Today we're going to do a Yin Yoga practice. If you don't know what Yin is, it's a slower type of yoga where we spend more time in positions. It's a nice balance between a slower practice, but we're also going to be holding some spicy positions. Yin is actually one of my favorite types of yoga because it helps you slow down your autonomic nervous system so you can relax the body and get to the deeper tissues, which is really important for flexibility and mobility. Yin is also really helpful if you have anxiety or maybe you're really stressed, you've got a lot going on in your life. Because it's a slower practice and you are forced to slow down and go inward, this is an amazing practice that you can use to really calm your mind. There's a saying in yoga, where the mind goes, the energy flows. Especially if you have anxiety or you're really stressed and your mind is like running all over the place. Bring your mind inward. Focus on the body, focus on your breath. And if you have tight hips or tension in your muscles, put your mind on those spots, especially using your breath to inhale to create space and exhale to release that tension. And I promise you will feel amazing by the end of this practice. You're going to need a couple props here. You'll need a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can stack some pillows and a couple of blocks. If you don't have any of these, that's okay. You can do these poses without them, but having props is to aid you in these poses is going to help you out a lot. So let's just get into it. We're going to begin in a child's pose. Just to get our mind on this practice, extend your arms out in front of you, bring your forehead to the mat, knees nice and wide, big toes to touch. And bring your mind to your breath. You don't have to change anything right now. Just bring your mind to the inhales, feeling the air come down your throat, filling the lungs. Take any movement you might like in this child's pose as well, by maybe you want to rock side to side. Or maybe you want more sensation by tenting your fingers, making little sliders with your hands. And if you want to set an intention for this practice, now is the time before we get into anything. Maybe your intention today is to relax and to let your body restore. That's my intention today. The gym was a little rough this week, so I just need to relax today and let go of any tension that I'm feeling in my hips and my shoulders. Follow the breath in and out. Take a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, you can lift up and grab one of your blocks. We're going to take this block on its lowest setting and place it underneath our forehead. We're going to go into a broken wing pose. So keeping our legs exactly where they are from the child's pose. We're going to slide our right arm so that it threads underneath the left one. And then we're going to take the left arm and thread it right in front of the other one. This is a great shoulder opener. And then bring your forehead to the block. You might need to adjust the block, bring it on its medium setting if you can't quite get low enough to touch your forehead to the block on the lowest setting. So just adjust however you need to. Bring your forehead to the block and then press your weight into your arms, really opening up the shoulders and the back. Now remember, going to be uncomfortable for a little while, but that doesn't mean that discomfort is a bad thing. We're using this discomfort to release any tension in our muscles. So as uncomfortable as you are right now, just breathe through it, and I promise you it'll be worth it. But just remember, in today's flow, any poses that you do that where you feel sharp pains or maybe electric pains, listen to your body and pull out. But if it's just muscle tension, that's something that we can stand. Couple more breaths here. Deep breath in, fill up the belly, and slow breath out the mouth. Out of this pose, we're just going to pull our right arm so that our elbow comes out, lift our forehead off, and press ourselves up. And you can come into a hero pose sitting on your heels and bring our arms out to a T. And we'll just stretch one deltoid at a time, crossing the left arm above the elbow on the right arm. Opening your arms out to a T, taking that to the other side. Beautiful. We're just going to move that block to the side for now and grab onto our bolster or pillow. And you can come to sit on your bum, bringing your weight evenly in between your sits bones. And we're going to go into caterpillar pose, which is just a forward fold variation. So you can take that bolster and place it on top of your lap here. My bolster is pretty big. It doesn't have to be this big. All we're going to do is bring your hands to the floor, take a nice deep breath in, hinge forward at the hips as you exhale, folding over top of the bolster. You have the option to have your hands on the bolster, or you can keep them on the mat beside you. If you can't quite reach the bolster, maybe you're not feeling super flexible today, feel free to grab one of your blocks and place it underneath your forehead. if your mind is wandering right now, bring it back to your breath, bring it back to the body. I'll be here for a few more breaths. And all together, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, releasing that tension. And really slowly sitting back up. You can set that bolster to the side for now. And we will just cross our legs, rolling over the feet. Come first into a tabletop position. Grab your blocks. And we're just going to place them in front of us. And take your right leg and step it outside of that right hand. And stretch that left leg out behind you. I'm doing a lizard variation here. So maybe you're not super flexible in the hips and you want to stay right here on the highest setting. It's up to you. You can play around with the settings of the block. Maybe you want to go a little lower. Maybe you're flexible enough that you want to come all the way down to your elbows. It's up to you. Listen to your body. I might stick on the medium setting here. Really sink into those hips. And if you want a different variation here for your hip, you can turn onto the blade of your foot on the outside of the foot there, and it just opens your hip up at a different angle. So play with that too. Just find what you need and sink into the pose. And maybe as we go through this pose, maybe about halfway, you're feeling a little bit more flexible and you want to adjust your blocks and go a little bit lower. Remember, where the mind goes, the energy flows. Inhale to create space. Exhale to release tension. A few more breaths here. And all together, inhale and exhale. If you're on your elbows, come back up onto your palms. And then just shift your weight backwards, bringing that right leg back underneath your hips. And take 1 second here just to rock your hips back and forth. Take whatever movement you need. Maybe you want to sway side to side. Maybe you want to do a couple of quick cat-cows. And we'll take that lizard pose to the other side when you're ready. So, setting your blocks up wherever you have them. Setting your blocks up to either the highest setting or the medium setting. Left foot outside of that left hand. Adjusting that right leg so that it's straight behind you. And sinking into this pose. And again, just remembering that Your non-dominant side is going to feel a little bit different than the other side. So you might need to be on the highest setting on your left side. And that's okay. About halfway through this pose, if you want to adjust your blocks and go a little bit deeper, feel free to do that. Couple more breaths. I know you're uncomfortable, that's okay. It's okay to be uncomfortable. The thing is especially by focusing on your breath and how your body feels, you know that you're going to make it through this discomfort. You guys are tough. You can do this. One more deep breath in and deep breath out. If you're on your elbows, come back up to your palms. Shift your weight backwards. Bring that foot back underneath you and take whatever movement you need. Beautiful. You can move those blocks to the side for now. And we're going to shift back onto our bums in whatever way you want. We're going to go into a twist. Spinal rotation is super important. It saved my lower back when I was really injured, so I always like to add a little spinal twist into my flows. So meeting on our backs here, we're going to shift over onto our left hip and bring the right knee almost up into your left armpit. So you can hug either the calf with your hand, or if you're flexible enough, reach down and grab onto your foot. And then you're going to try to pull this right knee down to the floor. This can be a little intense, but we're just going to turn our torso, our upper torso, so that that right shoulder is touching the mat. And you have the option to stay here, keeping the right hand on your right rib cage. This can be intense enough, but if you would like a deeper twist, take a nice deep breath in and exhale, open that arm all the way up, turning your gaze towards the right hand. And if this is too intense for you, feel free to release this pose, stack your knees, and then do a regular supine twist. couple more breaths in this pose. Really let go of any tension that you might have in your lower back or maybe your IT band. And release your foot or your calf, turning back onto your bum. Bring your heels a little wider than your mat. We're just going to rock our knees side to side, just to release some more tension in that lower back. Beautiful. Coming back to center. We'll turn onto that right hip, pulling that left knee into our right armpit, grabbing onto the right foot or holding onto the right calf. Bringing your left hand to that left rib cage and turning your gaze over that shoulder. Staying here if this is enough for you, or taking a deep breath in and exhaling, straightening the left arm, trying to get that shoulder to the mat while also keeping that knee to the floor. I mean, you're probably not going to get all the way to the floor, but that's the idea. Couple more breaths in this pose. And releasing that foot or calf. Turning your hips so that you're back flat on your back. Heels wider than the mat. Do a couple knee rocks side to side. Letting go of stress, letting go of tension. Just relaxing, staying in the moment. How does your body feel right now? All right, for our final pose today, this is also going to act as our shavasana. We're going to take that bolster and place it vertically on the mat in the center here. So that, and bringing it flush up against the back of our hips. We're going to move into a supported reclined butterfly. You also have the option to take one of these blocks and use it to support your head if the bolster is a little too flat for you. All right, from here, pull your heels up towards your bum, soles together, and let your knees fall apart. You also have the option, if this is too uncomfortable for your growing area, place a couple of blocks underneath your knees. It's up to you. This is going to be our final pose. We're going to be here a little bit longer. Bring your arms out to a T, or you have the option to bring them in cactus pose here, just to really open up the shoulders. And then close your eyes and really surrender to this pose. Opening up the chest and the shoulders, lifting your heart to the sky. Let your body really be heavy here. Feel each pressure point in the mat and the floor. Let your muscles just melt into your mat. Bring your mind to your breath, following the breath in and out. You deserve this quiet time. You deserve to relax and let go of anything that's bothering you. We'll take a couple more breaths here. And you can wiggle your fingers and your toes. If you closed your eyes, maybe you want to blink them open. And you can take your hands and just help guide your legs closed. And slowly roll over to one side to come off that bolster. And we'll just move it to the side for 1 second. Coming into a tabletop position, inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone and chin. Exhale, round the spine, press the mat away from you. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. One more time. Beautiful. Come into a comfortable seat. I'm just going to sit on a bolster here. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me for this Yin Yoga practice. I hope it really helped you release any tension, not only in your body, but in your mind as well. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you in my little dojo. If you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at dojocat713, and that's where I post my kickboxing and jiu-jitsu stuff and some yoga stuff as well. I'd love to see you over there. If you're in the Saskatoon area and you want to attend a live class with me, the details are on my Instagram profile. And if you are interested in longer flows, I post hour-long flows on my Patreon. No pressure at all. Any support that you have to offer me is greatly appreciated, whether it be liking or subscribing or sharing my videos or supporting me on Patreon, which helps me keep doing what I'm doing. So thank you so much to those of you who have done those things. It means a lot to me. And I think that's all I have for you today. Comment below what your favorite pose was. I'd love to know. And go drink some water, really important to hydrate. And I'm speaking to some of you in particular because I know you don't drink enough water. All right, go enjoy this beautiful day. I'll see you guys next time. Os. Hey ninjas, I just wanted to take a second and show you guys a tool that I used to help me plan today's class. It's PlayPod's B's Yin deck. These cards are great when helping plan classes, and it helps you be more creative in your flows. The cards are really beautiful and informative. They're broken down into categories for like warm up, cool down, peak poses, things like that. If you're a yoga teacher planning your own classes, I've found them to be really helpful. Or if you are somebody just getting into yoga, it'll help you learn about the poses and chakras and things like that. If you want to check this deck out, I'll have my affiliate code below, and just so you know, I make a small portion off of the purchase that you make. So you purchasing a deck from my link will help me out a little bit, which is really nice. And I appreciate that. And so, yeah, check that out. Okay, bye guys.